ourselves. We create, adapt, discover. And when confronted by uncertainty, we don't stand idly by. We never have. We get involved, lead by example, even when things are tough. Especially when things are tough. We take action because Villanovans are like that. Stronger together. Ignite change. Go Nova.
Lots of talk about innovation. We're over it. Time to do something. What's next? Let's build this team. Launch this place. Find this fix. And electrify this entire community. This is Cincinnati. And guess what?
Next lives here.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family beyond the binary, hello and welcome to Overwatch here at EGF. My name is Warren Jugglegod Hammond, and joined on the mic by none other than the man himself, Chef Billy. How are you, my friend?
Doing good. Finally getting to make my Spring Spirit premiere here.
Yeah.
Weather and other things notwithstanding, I am so happy to be here today. We got 4 pretty darn good games coming up here today, Juggle God, and we're coming out the gate with Villanova versus the University of Cincinnati.
Yes, we are, and I'm very excited for this match. I have followed both these teams quite a bit, and really love what I've seen out of them. Now, both of them have had kind of a rough going of it. Villanova University still looking for their first win, whereas University of Cincinnati, they're 3-8 right now. So looking both of them to make a comeback here, make their season a little bit more positive, at least in the win count.
Well, I mean, it's all to play for right now. You got to get it turned around because there's not very many weeks left in the season. We're here in week number 12 out of a 16-week season here in the Spring Split. And, I mean, it's go time now. There's a chance that Cincinnati can bring themselves pretty close to that 500 benchmark that we're kind of looking for teams to go for and get themselves up there. But we're going to start on Nepal today. And it looks like we're starting out on Village, Juggle God. So what are we looking for here? I mean, looking at the ranks of the players, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Symmetra strat coming out. You could also run the Rush here if you're feeling a little bit more confident with that. But looks like the Bearcats are going to show the Symmetra right now to get them out the gate fast.
That they are. We could as well see, yeah, the teleport right to point as well. They're likely going to get all the utility set up on point, but in fact, it's going to be, yeah, Cincinnati, who does get there first. Villanova now trying to make their way onto point, but it's going to be hard now that all these turrets are set up, and the May is there trying to freeze everybody out. Speaking of which, we see both the walls come out. We're going to get a rotation coming out from Villanova now, looking to see if maybe this end of the point is going to fare a little bit better for them. Point starting to unlock. It's got to go over to University of Cincinnati very quickly, but the fight certainly isn't over yet. In fact, it is just heating up. That's a Metro Beam from Kurohi doing tremendous damage, taking out the main tank, My Frost of Villanova. They're wisely just going to back up and try again.
Couple things I noticed there, Juggle God. The Hoyas come in with the Cassidy and the Zarya, so he's really trying to embolden Salty, Myfrest coming in on that Reinhardt, but really the utility of the Symmetra and also the kiting ability of Shrimp Man coming in on the Diva almost has self-destruct already.
Yeah, that is just tremendous. And we're going to get a pick coming in once for Villanova University. They have the main tank out of the fight now. They're going to start to push in. They're going to be able to do that a lot easier now, but they're going to meet these turrets, and the Blizzard going to be thrown out by Tega. That's going to give a lot of point presence now to Villanova University. They've got Kurohi out of the fight. A nice charge finishes off Ozzy, and that's going to be Villanova taking this point.
I mean, it cost them 3 ultimates, Juggle God, so kind of an expensive fight, and they're still ticking up progress. I mean, we're crossing 61% here, so not a bad first foray out of the point for the Bearcats. However, Photon Barrier ready to go. You can possibly pair that with a Blizzard coming up from Ozzy. You know, if I had my dithers about me, I'd look for them to hold this sound barrier off for Blue Falcon's grab, and then just start pouring on the damage.
Yeah, we're gonna see if that happens. Of course, Shrimp Man also with the possibility to eat that grab. If they can take that out of the fight, that'll be tremendous. Here comes a Blizzard from Ozzy. That's gonna catch out Blue Falcon. They're gonna be deleted almost instantly. Deadeye comes out from Nate the Cat, tries to turn things around, but it's not gonna be in the cards this time around. Villanova University getting dismantled now by Cincinnati.
I mean, fantastic work out of them. And once again, you know, Kurohi did not have to spend that photon barrier. So you're going to keep that in your back pocket. And now you got a 4-pack to hold the point here, crossing 70%. Shatter and Grab still waiting to get loose with that. So Blue Falcon's going to have to decide how they're going to engage with the Graviton Surge.
Yeah, that they are, especially considering Cincinnati has 4 ultimates coming up as well for this fight. They're gonna be very, very primed to hold on to this point. So, probably gonna see an amplification matrix come out early from Leaf Frag. There we go. The shatter lands though from Viper. Is gonna delete immediately. And there's the eat on the Graviton Surge. Villanova University doesn't have that in their back pocket anymore. Now they gotta get through this photon barrier as well to try and get at the rest of Cincinnati. They are able to take one out of the fight. Shrimp Man is nowhere to be found. In fact, Villanova coming back in this very handily.
Man, I mean, that was an expensive fight for both teams, but Villanova, that shatter actually just ruined all their plans. Myford's landing a massive shatty there. And look at this, we see the swap now. So we're going to run the Celtic Pride line in with Blue Falcon swapping over to the Sigma. So you're looking for some eatability. You're looking for some damage mitigation. You're looking for a little bit of extra shielding as well. I don't hate it coming in here. Shrimpman's already eaten one ultimate though. Taiga online with the Blizzard. Let's see if Shrimpman's ready for another Frosty the Surge.
Let's see if they are indeed. We're going to get the stat barrier committed by Lightning. Lightning fast. The shatter does land from Salty Nacho. Going to be able to take Happy Spare out of the fight. Tyler B16 not looking too long for this world either. They're taken out with no supports left. Going to be Cincinnati taking the point. Villanova has to try and touch point. Stay on as long as they can, but the overtime's going to tick over. That's going to be Cincinnati coming up with the first sub-map win.
I mean, I tell you what, Jungle God, this is looking pretty good. They just did not have an answer for the Symmetra in the early game. And then the ult rotations just came through. Villanova was pretty good at taking the point twice, but Cincinnati always had the answer back. They had those ultimates in their back pocket. They were really, really thrifty when it came to using those ultimates. So now we're going to head over to Shrine, and they're looking for a little bit of speed here, a lot of mobility, except in their support line. So that's going to be a bit of a concern for me watching this come into this next fight. Villanova, though, they're bringing out the Cassidy and the May once again. They've got speed on their side, and they've also got Blue Falcon staying on the Sigma.
That they do, and with speed on their side and the kind of composition Villanova's running out with, I'm anticipating them taking control of the point first, because this composition from Cincinnati, it takes time to get online. It takes time to ramp up. First, they have to surround the other team. Then they have to pick a moment to dive in. But if they do it right, they can take back the point very, very quickly. Once again, we are going to see Villanova postured up on the point, and now Cincinnati starting to dive in. But it's going to be Kuroichi who falls first. Kind of picked though on the Happy Sparrow. Without those big kills, Villanova could be up this creek without a paddle. But they still have the lion's share of the presence on point. We're going to get a nice boop coming in from Salty Nacho. Boops back Nate the Cat quite a bit, takes him out of the fight temporarily. But look at this Villanova squad, they're able to sustain through this. The hack does come in on the Tega, but they're able to kite away, at least for the moment. They managed to get into the ice box. Ice block, and with the sound barrier as well, Villanova still online, and in fact, they have turned this around into their favor.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at Salty Nuts right now, just trying to stall the point as long as they can. And it's a difference in shielding. It's also a difference of burst healing. Cincinnati right now just has really single target healing unless you get that Inspire uptime going from Lightning's Brigitte. So, I mean, there's a lot to deal with here from Cincinnati, and they're just running into a lack of sustain and a lack of, honestly, staying power on the point. The disruption's going to have to come through massive for Salty Nacho.
And speaking of massive, we have a big minefield on point right now. Salty Nacho able to proc a tremendous amount of shields as well. Nate gonna be taken out relatively quickly, and now this disruption and dive composition really starting to bear its fangs and show what it's all about. Viper's getting close to that shatter, but they're not going to be long for this world. And with Taiga falling, that's going to be it.
I mean, Taiga, wow, that was really close to getting that Blizzard online, but I think the hack potential and the CC that's coming out, not only from the knockback of Salty Nacho, but also the shield bash of Lightning, really flipped that in favor of the Bearcats. So the Hoyas are going to be looking to come in. They've almost got a 5-pack of ultimates coming into this fight.
Yeah, that they do. They're going to expend that. Oh my god, a 5-man self-destruct. Absolutely massive. Off the back of the EMP. That was picture perfect from Cincinnati.
Oh man, I miss the days of EMP bombs. There you go.
Right.
You'll love to see it. And now, I mean, the Hoyas have to go back to the drawing board. And Cincinnati's passing their percentage there. You've also got both support ultimates ready to go for the Bearcats. So, man, Villanova's going to have to land some massive work coming out of here, trying to retake this point.
That they will, but they are going to have several tools in their toolbox. 5, as a matter of fact, if you're looking at the ultimates. Going to be looking to Happy Sparrow to use this amplification matrix early again when they get to point to try and maintain some presence there. We're going to get the pulse bomb committed, and it finds two. Happy Sparrow and Taiga out of the fight. This fight almost over before it starts for Villanova University. They, Cincinnati able to just ride this tempo to a victory.
Oh man, what a perfect use of that pulse bomb coming out of Kurohi. So I mean, I'm loving it. I'm loving how they're being so disciplined with their ultimates. They still get to hold both of these support ultimates, the rally, the transcendence. Blue Falcon's gravitic flux is just going to go by the wayside if they push the two at the same time.
Yeah, that way we're going to have the amplification matrix committed, but a beautiful minefield right over it. Going to negate a lot of its effectiveness. We got High Noon committed now by Taiga trying to turn things around, but it's not going to happen. And in fact, Villanova expends 4, 5 ultimates, and they aren't able to take the point. Cincinnati with some standout play on Nepal.
Man, those support ultimates, I talked to you about it. It was definitely in their cards there. They just have such good ultimate discipline. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of the Bearcats right now. Here's that EMP 5-man bomb. Good Lord, you got to throw a massive tip of the hat there over to the Sombra players. So, I mean, beautiful work out of them. Z-Shrimp says, bye-bye, you're out of here. Choose good day and a day. Adios.
Now, you know what I just noticed was, did you see in the back corner of a choke right there? I think Sombra was standing on this tiny little pillar that I never even knew existed. I've been playing this game for 6 years and I never knew that spot was there. So that was so cool. Yeah, I got to remember that spot.
I mean, I play a lot of Sombra in my quick play games, and I've got to remember that one. The door frame is just such a scary spot to be at. So I mean, they got full advantage of it. I mean, they had no way to spy check that either. No. So 1-0 lead here for the Bearcats of Cincinnati. Hoya's got to go back to the gate as we head over to our hybrid map this week. It's going to be King's Row. So, oof, it depends on what we see coming out from these two teams. Who's going to be on attack, who's going to be on defense, because we've seen two different looks come out of the Bearcats. We've seen, a little bit of the rush composition with the Rhine and the Diva. And then we've also seen the high mobility, the high tempo comp come out of them as well. So defensively versus offensively, we'll see. I kind of like the tank choices that are coming out of the Hoyas, though. I don't mind the Ryan Zarya, especially on King's Road, especially when you're going through second point. But running that Celtic Pride with the Ryan and the Sigma, I'm telling you what, this could actually be a really good push. It could be the thin end of the spear, just plowing through that Ryan Diva comp. It's just going to come down, I think, to DPS execution for both sides, because I think the tank squads are absolutely fantastic here, Juggle.
You are right. Both tank squads have been playing very, very well today. And, I just wanted to comment. I never heard the Celtic Pride before describing that Reinhardt and Sigma. I like that. I'm gonna start using that now. And look at that. We are gonna see that come out from Villanova. And yeah, this can be a very powerful competition. When the team that I play on, we run this frequently as well. So familiar with how it works and how strong it can be. Cincinnati, though, they're gonna start out with what looks like a very standard rush composition.
Yeah, I mean, Archimedes is going to be looking for a little bit of that early game pressure, maybe try to get a pick out here, but 2 shields is going to be kind of hard to get through. The support line, though, I mean, I understand the Mercy You're hoping for a lot of burst heal coming out of those anti-nades that are going to be on cooldown. So I think right now, Cincinnati, they've got speed and they've got burst healing on their side.
That they do. Villanova has burst healing and that single target as well with the res capability. We're going to see Cincinnati rotate around the Mondada statue, getting to point fairly effectively without taking too much damage. They're rewarded with a pick on the Taiga. Immediately, Myfors going down very low. The charge from Salty Nacho leading the charge. That's going to be Cincinnati just opening the first point wide open.
They have Mundacana, you know what, there in front of Mondada. Mondada's statue is crying in shame for that defense there. Because, wow, Bearcats, almost 6 minutes to go through Street's phase here. I'm looking for them to push up, which they're doing right now, get that cart through the archway. Man, Ultimate's almost already online for the Bearcats. I mean, look at this. Salty Nacho's going to have Shatter going into this fight.
Oh, and they're able to get Myfors out of the fight. That means there's not going to be anybody to block it except for Tyler, who has now swapped over to the D.Va. So never mind, they're not going to have that shield to keep them at bay. But Salty Nacho going to decide to hold on to that Shatter, wait until the card maybe makes a little bit more progress, save it for this next fight.
I mean, I love it. I love it. The willingness to kite back and not invest that ultimate. Look at that. Big wall coming up to deny a lot of damage coming through with that Amp Matrix Juggle guy.
That there sure was. That ice wall melts in record time. We're gonna have a DMAC coming on to Tyler B16 as well. That's not gonna be too great because we're actually gonna have the Blizzard committed as well. Now that the D.Va's out of the mech, Archimedes looking to get this Deadeye online. There it is. Has been a counter pick though onto Myfors. Tyler gonna be able to remech as well. Finally for Villanova, but look at this. The card is already almost at completion for Street Phase.
If you push forward right now with Shatter and just drop everybody to the ground and you get the point for free, well, you're going to get the point for free anyways because they're just going to push through. 6:03, Juggle God. That is a massive time bait coming into point C.
I gotta tell you, that is one of the fastest times, if not the fastest time I've seen through King's Row so far. This is an absolutely breakneck speed coming out from Cincinnati, but they're going to be stopped short after Archimedes is taken out, and we get the Sadberry committed by Blue Falcon. Villanova going to try as hard as they can to push forward, but kiting back is Cincinnati very effectively.
Both DPS ultimates ready to go for the Hoyas. You've got both support ultimates to answer that. What I'm looking for right now, maybe Shatter Bomb combo. We know that Stripman likes to play with their food here.
Yeah, that they do. Gonna get the Blizzard committed as well. But we're gonna have the boot coming out onto the main take Myfors. That's gonna cause a lot of problems for Villanova. Salty Nacho still holding on to the Shatter. They haven't decided to expend it yet, but now looks like a great time. And there it is. Happy Fair gonna find themselves off the map due to lightning once again. And quick as lightning, Cincinnati is primed to complete this point.
This is all stemming off the back of their support choices here on point A. Everything has snowballed in the Bearcats' favor. They're going to get this point, most likely, with about 4 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, that is, again, an absolutely breakneck speed. Here comes the self-destruct again. Not going to find anybody this time, but it's going to be Leapfrag who gets the frag onto Myfors. Tyler going to be demeched as well. Nathan Cat looking pretty low. They're going to be taken out by their doppelganger, Archimedes. And with that, Cincinnati is going to finish King's Row on the back of a Deadeye and a couple other kills from Archimedes. Over 4 minutes on the clock.
4:15 to be exact. They've actually got more time than they started with. And like I said, the snowball of support choices, poor support choices coming out of the Hoyas out the gate. I mean, they just didn't have any answer for the Ice Cold comp with the May and the Cassidy and the speed option coming through. So I tell you what, Villanova are going to be up against it here unless they want to go down 0-2 here in our first series of the day. Man, support choices from the beginning, everything just snowballed forward. Salty Nacho really was the tip of the spear that took it to the Hoyas. They didn't have any answer for the aggression coming out. I really liked seeing what Leapfrag was bringing with that Baptiste, saving immortality fields for when Salty Nacho really wanted to get super aggressive. And just Ozzy on the May, the walls separating so often and really providing that counter cover for Salty Nacho to get in there, swing that hammer with impunity, Fantastic work out of the Bearcats. Let's see if Villanova has something up their sleeve here, if they're going to be able to pull back here and match any kind of a time bank that we saw coming out of the Bearcats.
It's going to be a tough ask for sure, but if they can finish with some time on the clock, that'll be a big boon for them, especially over a minute. And it is definitely possible here on Kings Row. We're going to see Nate the Cat starting out on Ash as well, looking for, you know, that early pick, that quick opening that they can maybe use to, you know, widen this point out for them, get back into this game. We're going to see an early Maywall coming out from Ozzy, very well placed. The freeze is going to come as well onto that off tank. Salty Nacho looking pretty low though at the moment. Myford's able to take him out. Shrimpman out of their mech, and with Leapfrog down as well. Villanova looking primed to get this point practically as quickly as Cincinnati did.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not exactly as fast as they did. Look at Lightning coming back to cut back their main tank, and then also their Baptiste player. So what they're looking to do right now is get control of this archway, because they're going to go ahead and, well, no, I say that. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Why do you throw yourself at that? That is just throwing your life away. Now you're going to lose all this positioning going into point B. 5:37 on the clock. So about 20 seconds difference coming between the Hoyas and the Bearcats time. Yeah, I mean, you basically have just thrown any kind of a chance of holding an archway here, Juggle God. They're going to have to look at Bookstore to make their stand.
That they will, and while Villanova, you know, they had a slightly slower capture time, they got a lot more ult charge out of it because Cincinnati came back in for that recontest. So they're going to be looking in some ways a little bit stronger moving into this street phase right now. Archimedes and Ozzy, the only two with ultimates online now for Cincinnati. Happy Sparrow looking primed to use this amplification matrix as well. Here comes the immortality field to try and keep people up for Villanova. Big shatter comes in from Myfer. Is going to be able to charge this diva out of the fight. Self-destruct coming in as well. Maywall going to be able to block it, keep it from doing too terribly much damage. But with that, Villanova actually faltering and falling to Cincinnati. They retake the card in streets.
Well, second amp matrix usually does the better damage because you pull the resources out of the team that's used it first. You weather the storm, and even though you didn't have a Shrimpman to really mitigate the damage in that fight, Salty Nacho was more than happy to stay there and land the shatter when they needed to.
Yeah, that they were. Now, Myfris and Salty Nacho about equal in the ult percentage. Myfris going down relatively low. Here comes a Deadeye now from Archimedes. The Blizzard eaten by Shrimpman again. This Diva player is hungry today, and they are getting fed.
Oh man, I mean, beautiful work out of Shrimpman. Frosty treats all around. So now we've had a little bit of gravity in the belly. Now we finish that up with a nice treat from Dairy Queen. And you love to see it. So now, Villanova does have some engagement tools here. Looking for Myfris to land the shatter. Bob can actually clear the point and pull a lot of resources out of the Bearcats. So this could actually be a fantastic point for them.
It sure could, especially in response to this amplification matrix as well. They could get it right behind that field, but it's going to be Cincinnati coming out again with a very quick fight and sending Villanova back to spawn.
Man, that was decisive. Decisive and quick, and the amp matrix that came out from Leapfrog again, gaining it in a single fight. Leapfrog is really having a good day on this Baptiste. So
yeah.
Cincinnati's coming in with 4 ultimates into this next fight. Bob may have to be used to get a little bit of knockback and see if you can land something in there. The tank ultimates, though, they're just not landing like I think the Hoyas really want to today.
No, not so far, at least not on Kings Row. They have been stalled out quite effectively by the Cincinnati squad. We're going to see a rotation coming around to kind of flip the script on Cincinnati. Going to see if that's going to do any better. Blizzard committed, but everybody's going to be able to move away from it quickly, but not quick enough to get out of the way of that self-destruct. And with that, Cincinnati comes alive again and holds.
Well, I mean, 2.5 minutes, just a little bit under that coming through this next fight. They're going to stall out the baby diva. Oh, that is mean. They're trying to dance around in the corner, saying hi, 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 hello, hello. Lots of BM spamming going in there. So you're not going to have Tyler in this diva, so the damage mitigation is not going to be there.
No, it's certainly not. Villanova getting very aggressive despite not having that diva with them. Salty Nacho once again looking for an opportunity to land this shatter, but it's going to be Leapfrag, I think, opening things up once again with the amplification matrix. Happy Sparrow going to use theirs as well, and that's going to be both teams just kind of in a standoff at the moment, waiting for these ultimate abilities to expire. And with that, Ozzy is primed for this Blizzard once again. They're going to drop it into the ice block as Taiga, pardon me, uses theirs instead. Nate the Cat is going to be able to take out that Immortality Field, but now the second Blizzard from Ozzy is going to get the job done for Cincy.
I mean, just the ultimate rotation, the patience with the Q button there. I mean, that's a fight win in the best terms. So, yeah, Taiga has now been just absolutely staggered out. That's going to be the May. That's going to be your engagement coming in this next fight. So Cincinnati now with 70 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, they're going to have ultimates coming in this next fight. Looking for Nate Cat to maybe try and get a little sneaky here with the Deadeye.
Here comes the Amplification Matrix again from Leapfrag. That's going to allow the rest of Cincinnati to charge these ultimates, because right now Villanova's looking a little bit ahead in that department, but Myfris gets caught out a little bit out of position, bit off a little bit more than they can chew, and they are paying for it now.
They have swapped over to the Sigma again, so they're trying to run with this double shielding, looking for some kind of eat potential as well, because the Diva was just not cutting it for Villanova. So, I mean, you've got CC abilities. You're going to be able to maybe stun somebody out of an ability. That's the best look that I'm looking for, the Sigma.
Yeah, they're, oh, a huge shatter, 6-man shatter laid down by Myfris. And with that, Nate the Cat launches the Deadeye. They're going to be able to clean up the rest of Cincinnati and finally break this street space open. But we are going to be in OT when they finish.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fantastic ult combo right there. So, I mean, full credit to the Hoyas. They're getting what they needed out of it. Cincinnati's just going to kite back. They're going to make their recontest here around the corner. I'd like to see Myfris and Tyler kind of push up here and take the space. Here comes the overtime. And you're looking at the Blizzard coming into this next fight as well.
Yeah, this Blizzard could be absolutely tremendous. Gonna be thrown out early by Taiga. They get a kill from it onto Ozzy. In fact, Archimedes, though, and Shrimman, they're gonna be able to combine for a couple more kills, and that's gonna lead to the snowball effect. And with that, Cincinnati will take Kings Row and go up 2-0 in this series.
Oh man, convincing work out of there for Cincinnati. The Rhine Diva comp, the Ice Cold DPS line. I mean, they are just firing on all cylinders right now, Juggle God, and Villanova just has not had an answer for it yet. So, what am I looking for game number 3 as we look at just this fantastic Blizzard coming out from Ozzy, just having a fantastic day here. Archimedes cleaning up what the May threw down. So now we're on series point here. The Bearcats are absolutely putting their foot on the jugular of the Hoyas. Hoyas have got to make some changes here as we head into Volskaya Industries. Whoo, boy, this is going to be a very tough ask here for the Hoyas. But I did like to see the Ash come out. Never saw the Bob invested, unless it was just invested somewhere that we didn't see any value gotten out of it. But I tell you what, if they were going to run this Ash again, throw a Mercy Pocket on it, get that 195 DPS with the aim down sights, see what you can get out of it, because something's got to stick here. We saw them rotate ultimates and really get the value into it, especially that Shattered Deadeye. That was a fantastic combo. They broke the hold. So, I mean, as we head into Volskaya Industries, Juggle God, this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Villanova. They've got to make some pressure. They've got to be able to push in on the backs of these ultimates and really take it to the members of the Bearcats, because Myfris has landed a couple of massive shatters, and we've seen the cleanup on the back of them, but I don't know if there's enough cleanup consistently coming out from the Hoyas once that Q button is pressed.
Yeah, you know, I think for the Hoyas, the timing has been off for several things. And if they can clean up that as well, I think they can find some more success. You know, I think there were a couple of aggressive pushes that they made when they didn't quite have a full 6. In addition, like you said, just the timing of the ultimates as well, I think, you know, just a little bit of adjustment could lead to a lot more success for this Villanova squad. But I like what I've seen out of them so far. I like the compositions they're running. And I think they've got potential. I think they have potential to come back into this. But like you said, they're going to have to change some pretty fundamental things here, I think. And, well, we're going to see a brand new look out of them here on Volskaya defense.
Well, I tell you what, running a double snipers here isn't a bad idea. Also getting vision control with the Sonic Arrow. I'm not hating this whatsoever. The classic double shield look, you're going to have lots of sustainability here as well. So, Cincinnati feeling their oats, looking at what they're trying to bring to the table here. They're going to have the pharmacy as well as Kurohi on this Tracer. We saw how good the Tracer was back on Nepal. So looking at that, this could be a great aggression point of impasse coming in for the Bearcats. Oh man, this is looking very scary. Rock and roll coming out from Cincinnati Bearcats in the tank line.
Yeah, that it is. And we've already got this nice rotation coming in from Salty Nacho. They're going to look to disrupt this high ground position, but they are taken off of the map. They missed their footing and find a watery grave. That's going to be Cincinnati likely having to back off, but maybe they can start to take some positioning here with the remaining members.
Yeah, I mean, Salty Nacho will be able to get back to the fight real quick. So, I mean, while it is a little bit embarrassing, they caught it on stream. They're going to have to get back to the fight and start getting that roll through and knockbacks to really dislodge Villanova, because they've kind of got both sides of the high ground pinned down. So, you got to, put that thin tip of the spear in and figure out how to dislodge this double shield comp.
They're doing a good job of it right now. Nate the Cat almost able to take Lightning out of the fight right there, but look at how low Villanova has gone with that. Cincinnati just gonna roll through this first point on their second attack.
Oh man, this is really comprehensive coming out of them. I'm not sure what Villanova could do any better there. I mean, they had the positioning, they had the work going on. I think that Salty Nacho came through with a massive roll through and just got so much value, so much displacement. That's the big answer that they don't have an answer to right now. Maybe running a Sombra here to hack out the ball, not allow them to escape quickly. That could be a good change for them. But, I mean, Ultimate's online here for Cincinnati. Both Tank and Ultimates are going to be ready to go in this fight. Barrage is coming up very shortly behind that. I'm worried for the Hoyas.
That am I as well. Big roll through coming in. Gonna proc the minefield as well. Gonna launch it down, and that's gonna be a massive fight win coming in for Cincinnati. They have lost their main take, so there is an opportunity for Villanova to come back here, especially because the spawns are going to be in their advantage. The stick comes in there. That's going to slow things down tremendously. We've got the Gravitic Flux doing a lot of work on point as well. Now it's just going to be up to Cincinnati to try and stop these daggers, and Kurohi is looking to do that before they barely even make it out of spawn. This Baptiste not going to be long for this world, and with that, Cincinnati is just rolling to a quick victory here on second point of Volskaya. Archimedes now looking to delete Mifris from the equation, and with that, they will end with 4 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock.
Oh my word. Once again, ultimate discipline. We've talked about it a lot here so far, Juggle God. The ultimate rotations and the willingness to press Q at the most advantageous times coming out from the Bearcats. Villanova just did not have an answer for it. Even losing Salty Nacho in the middle of their defense here on point B, they still had the wherewithal and the sustainability to hold the point and take it in a pretty darn fast time. 4:20 on the clock for Cincinnati. They are on series point right now. Villanova's got to come out, take it to the Bearcats. They've got to take point A fast and hopefully get that snowball effect going into point number B.
That they do. It's going to be a tough road ahead of them like it was in Kings Row. But I like the adaptations that we've seen coming out from Villanova. You know, they're and that's the sign of a good squad, I think, right? Is to make sure that you are adapting in terms of not only your playstyle, but the compositions you're running. And we've seen a lot of different looks out of them. So that gives me some hope that maybe they can make, pull something out here. But they're going to be running into another ball composition from Cincinnati, which has worked very well for them so far.
Indeed it has. I mean, rock and roll is nothing to be messed with and toyed with. This is where I think that if you run a little bit of counterbalance with the Sombra, or, a little bit more pokey, I didn't hate that they had the Ash in there. I just didn't see enough value out of it going through a shield like the Sigma shield, the experimental barrier. You have some issues with that, and Kurohi was just absolutely in their back lane, creating so much havoc for them. Quite scary stuff.
It certainly was. Archimedes, speaking of scary stuff, getting booped off by Chris on the Diva. So excellent, controlling of the space right now for Villanova. They're doing a good job of setting themselves up, but Happy Sparrow out of the fight. That's going to be a lot of heals that Villanova doesn't have. In fact, that's all the heals that Villanova doesn't have, and they're going to have to back off.
Yep, I mean, this is just a holding pattern for them right now. Big aggression coming through for Shrimp Man on this Sigma, just getting so much value right now. I mean, look at the ultimate charges coming up for the Bearcats, already working so hard on this. The damage boosted Ash, I think, is just the kisser for what the Bearcats are trying to throw out here. A little bit of a walkie dynamite there from Archimedes, but you'll take that one toot sweet and get it back in line.
Yeah, you absolutely will. Now we're going to see Villanova trying once again to rotate to this high ground, see if they can get a position from which to stage a dive. But Salty Nacho and Shrimpman going to be looking for the same thing. Nice engagement here from Salty Nacho. They're going to be able to take out Happy Sparrow once again, crippling this Villanova squad at the knees. Valkyrie popped in response from Blue Falcon to see if they can keep their team up, but Archimedes says no. No, you may not, Villanova. The resurrection is going to come in on the Happy Sparrow, so Villanova isn't out of this yet, especially after that nice anti-nade comes on to Shrimp Man, but they are going to back off and give a little space while they regroup.
Yeah, but they're just holding Q right now. They're just holding Q for this next fight. Villanova has really nothing to get in there. A nano engage, though, will just absolutely go by the wayside.
Yeah, a huge minefield coming out from Salty. I really have to commend Salty Nacho's minefield so far. They have been just outstanding for Cincinnati. He knows when to strike, where to strike, and how to strike with these minefields. And you know, typically they're a zoning ultimate, right? But he's gotten kills out of them consistently.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful work coming out from them, and they did have to invest the transcendence into this fight. Wholesale changes coming out for Villanova in their tank line. They're going to bring out the double shield, so they're going to be slowed down. I think you take Blue Falcon off of this Mercy and pull out the speed of the Lucio. Try to get that double shield bunker comp onto the point, but they're allowing it. Oh, Kurohi again!
Again with the double post bomb kill. Kurohi coming up big for Cincinnati, and with that, they've won this fight with just one ultimate.
Yeah, and I mean, we're crossing into last fight territory here. I mean, we might have a little bit. Oh my God, something again! Oh man, it's all coming up roses for the Bearcats here. I mean, we're looking at 50 seconds here left on the clock. It'll be probably 35 seconds when they get a chance to get online. You've got Bob to stall the point out when you need to, and you're going to have Gravitic Flux coming in this fight as well. Villanova definitely up against it here.
That they are. They will have the Valkyrie, though, if they can get that out early and help to build some of these other ultimates like Tygas, who is very close. But Nate the Cat out of the fight already. And with that, Happy Sparrow has fallen. 30 seconds left to go, and this is definitely the last fight here for Villanova University. Another beautiful minefield after a magnificent swing through that tiny opening from Salty Nacho. I gotta say, they are rapidly becoming one of my favorite Wrecking Ball players in this league. Shrimpman now primed with this Gravitic Flux. They're gonna take everybody up into the air, prevent several people from touching point, looking to get some damage in them on an off angle at this point. Archimedes now with the Bob committed has been able to take out several members, and with that, Cincinnati wins with a quick 3-0 over Villanova.
Ooh, discipline, discipline. That has been the story of the day here between the Hoyas and the Bearcats. The Bearcats have just absolutely had a fantastic day. Great transcendence coming out from Leaper Frag. But look at this, just sniping with those orbs, just saying, yep, I got you, boo. You're done. Look at this angle. What?
That was what he got. Yeah, that was the boop from Salty Nacho. Like he robbed Salty Nacho of the environmental kill with a stellar play of the game, though. I had no idea that's where he was sitting. Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's just fantastic. And I'm hearing from our producer that Salty Nacho was a little salty that he didn't get the environmental kill there. But that's threading the needle at the best, and I mean that's just a little microcosm of what happened all day. The offensive pressure and the defensive offensivity of the Bearcats absolutely overwhelming the Hoyas here today. So quick 3-0 win to the Bearcats. They go to 4-8 now, so they're starting to move up, starting to make that playoff push.
That they are, and I really liked everything I saw out of them today. You know, they were in a similar position to Villanova coming into this, but definitely a little ahead of them in the standings. But they looked dominant here, and they looked like a higher echelon team, I think, than what we particularly expect from them considering their record right now,
Mhm.
right? And in addition, Villanova is a squad that I have seen many times throughout the year, and they have gotten better every single time I've watched them. So, despite being at the bottom of the rankings at the moment, they're making improvements, they're making changes, they're making progress, and they're making it hard for these other teams.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, you could see the sparks of brilliance come out from the Hoyas there. So I tell you what, it happens. You take this on the chin, you go back and you watch the VODs, you see where you can improve, and then you
Mhm.
move forward. But that's gonna do it for our first match of the day. We still got 3 more, Jungle God.
That we do, and we looking to get an interview as well in here. We're hoping to have that for you shortly. We're gonna throw it to a break and see if we can get somebody in from Cincinnati. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Hello, everybody. We are back with Shrimp Man, the hungry diva who we saw eat a lot today during this matchup against Villanova. First off, Shrimp Man, want to say congratulations on a stellar victory over this Villanova squad.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pretty good match. Had a good time.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. And that's what we're hoping for, right? It's competition, but we're all here to have fun and enjoy this game. Now, to start things off, I want to know, we just came off of the winter break. It's been a couple of weeks now, but I want to know, were there any significant changes? Did you all get to practice a lot over break? How was that, and how do you feel like it set you up for success today and in the rest of the spring?
Yeah, so we didn't really practice much over the break because we had our new rotation of teams in UC Overwatch. So we got rid of a few players. We have some new ones now. Leapfrag, our off support. He was playing Zen on the last round there. He is new to our team. He's very good, and as well as Archimedes. he's very good as well. So yeah.
Excellent. We absolutely saw Leapfrag pop off, especially that last play of the game. That was something special right there.
Yep, he's pretty good.
Getting into my questions, I like to talk about team comps to start off with. So you guys showed a couple of different looks there. You've done the rush. Obviously, you guys had a lot of work with that, but also the high mobility, high tempo comp coming out with the ball, especially Salty Nacho. We were really enthralled with the work that was getting done by Salty Nacho. Is this a focus for you guys going through your season, taking a look at what the map dependent comps are and really pushing your advantage forward? Because it didn't seem like the Hoyas had any answer for the thin tip of the spear that was the tank line.
Yeah, so actually, we used to never play ball comps because we just didn't, I don't know, we didn't play them. Our tanks weren't really used to playing ball, but now we've tried to put them more into our lineup, subbing Nacho in for Lake on some maps. Lake wasn't able to be here today, but when we want to run more normal, like rush things, we'll swap different people in and out. But yeah, we've been focusing more on the ball comps, especially with our new additions to the team.
I mean, it absolutely showed up big, and I want to kind of put the spotlight on you right now. Couple of tasty treats for you. The grab eat on Nepal was kind of inspired. You kind of got around the corner there and just yoinked it out of the air. But the blizzard eat on Kings Row, that one I did not expect you to get. Were you anticipating them pressing Q at that moment, or was it just a lucky swing of the DM?
Yeah, there's a guy in our A team on UC Overwatch. His name is Silver Talon, and he's been helping me a lot with just mainly playing Diva, and eating ults is one of the things that I've gotten definitely a lot better at over the time I've been playing with his help. So it's more about, to me, it's just all about knowing what they have and being prepared for it.
You did a fantastic job of it today. So I think that that extra work that you've been putting in has paid dividends. Absolutely. Now, I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about something that I think is just very, very cool, very inspiring as well. Tell me a little bit about this charity event that the UC Overwatch team and maybe it's the esports program at large has coming up.
Yeah, so we have a charity event, Spread the Love is what it's called, and it's for, I think, a Kid Again charity is what it seems like. But yeah, we're just gonna be doing a little tournament bracket. We've got some other teams signed up to help, and I'm 99% sure it will be streamed to our UC Overwatch Twitch channel as well. So it should be March 18th through the 20th. So that time frame.
Awesome. Well, I'll be sure to keep that in my calendar to try and tune in. Thank you so much, Shrimpman, for coming in for the interview. Congratulations again on a nice win today, and good luck with the new members of your squad and the old as well as you continue forward through this tournament.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Chef Billy, what a match to start things off with. That was quite the showing out from Cincinnati, Villanova as well. But we're gonna take a short break. Right before we do that, though, would you like to leave the audience with any final words?
I mean, I don't know if you necessarily need to take Salty Nacho out of the lineup based upon what I saw today. The ball comps are working. The shatters were good. The main tank play was absolutely fantastic. But I think all things were going to be running through Shrimpman there. So, yeah, I go back and look at this VOD, Bearcats, because, Salty Nacho might be the look of the future for you.
Yeah, that is very true. It certainly could be. I loved what I saw today. Like I said, rapidly becoming one of my favorite ball players. So that's going to do it for the moment, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back very soon with our next matchup. Don't go anywhere.